You're tuned in on AAU Talks, the voice of higher education in Africa. My name is Ajiman Ochodako. The matter of academic integrity has been of importance to everyone within the higher education space since time immemorial. And you want to appreciate the quality that comes of universities and how do we nurture that integrity which embodies that quality. For this reason, I have with me a regulator within the Ghanaian space, GTEC for short, to help us appreciate their dashboard for ensuring academic integrity within our universities and how it could be a blueprint for other African universities within the continent space. So stay with us for the short break. We're back and I'll let you know who he is. And as usual, soon to discussions. Stay with us. You're welcome back on AAU Talks, the voice of higher education in Africa. My name is Ajiman Ochodako. Before we went on break, I told you about the topic for today. It's academic integrity and how we can nurture and defend it globally. To help me appreciate this topic very well and also to help you gain insight on this topic is the Deputy Director General for the Ghana Tertiary Education Commission in the person of Professor Augustine Oklo. Sir, you're welcome to AAU Talks.
Thank you very much.
Splendid. Glad to have you. I know you're a very busy person. We've tried to engage you for a while now, and we're glad you're with us in our studios today. So I appreciate a very important topic, academic integrity. It may sound quite plain, but it has a lot of tenets of importance within it. And within your own space as a regulator, how does it feel standing right before such a very daunting role to instill integrity within autonomous institutions like universities in Ghana? How does it feel to be doing this?
I think it feels good because we have a clear mandate. We are established by an act of parliament that has given us some kind of mandate and goals to achieve. Integrity is about quality. So our role is to ensure quality across all the tertiary institutions in the country. And that's what we stand for. So all that we do is to make sure that that quality is there and is maintained. Yeah, we are also very much aware that the quality may vary from institutions to institutions because institutions are not the same. You know, some have been established about 70 years ago, while some are established just about 5 years ago. So we take all those into consideration when we are applying the quality issues and then assessment protocols.
Our discussion will be transcending across three fields. We're looking at the challenges, the solutions, and also some recommendations that could be meted out to ensure that everybody is well aligned. Let's start with the very first part of it. Some persons or some institutions may find your role as frustrating because they may be greenhorns within the education space and may need assistance, but the standards still stand high and tall. How do you respond to these comments about the commission being a frustrating agent and not nurturing or supporting institutions grow as they should be?
Thank you very much. I think mainly the challenges we face are not from the new or young institutions. They are very amenable to our role. In fact, we work very closely with the new and young institutions. It's rather the well-established ones that feel that some even say that they are older than the commission.
That's what they say.
so why would a young brother also be trying to regulate? And that's where the challenge is, the well-established institutions. But we all agree that every space must be controlled. Every space must be controlled, no matter how big and how old you are. There must be somebody there that would ensure that whatever you are doing is the right thing. institutions, especially the big institutions, are quite diverse and complicated, so that is what we call peer review. We call it peer review, so you can be a vice chancellor of a very big institution. If that peer review process is not there, if that external body is not there to come in, because we deal with the unit in the institution, programs are being run by the unit. So if that body is not there to come in and review what they are doing, maybe you, even the vice chancellor, may not know whether your units are actually doing what they are supposed to do. So as I've said, the challenge is mainly with the big institutions.
2 years ago, there was a publication we were circulating and kind of brought a lot of eyebrows up. We were so concerned about it that GTEC was against some programs which were being run in some big institutions in Ghana. And these institutions were not happy that GTEC wasn't allowing them to graduate students from these programs. So we're asking, what exactly is the challenge with accreditation and GTEC and these institutions? What is the span or duration for a program to be accredited, to have students graduate from these programs?
Okay, so first of all, let me say that every regulator will have challenges, because I think by our nature we don't want to be controlled. We want to be left to do whatever we want to do. So sometimes these institutions will actually accuse the commission as interfering.
Yes.
But if you look at it, it's not interference. As I've said, it's not interference. We just want to know whether you are doing what you are supposed to do, because we cannot allow people to just be free range and do whatever they want to do. So the issues of accreditation is critical, because every program must have that approval, for it to be run. And I know that we are all aware that some institutions predate the establishment of the commission, the National Accreditation Board, and now GTEC. So those institutions might have been running programs before the establishment of the regulatory regime.
Yes.
But as soon as the regulatory regime is established, by an act of parliament, you have to subject yourself to that regime. So it is expected that these institutions quickly will regularize their programs, so that we don't have this difficulty. But it looks like some of them went to sleep, so they didn't do the regularization. And then, as usual, as I've said, we have this regulation, we have the act, we have this body. We cannot exclude anybody, in whatever we do. So we have to come in and most of the time, you will see that the commission would write to the institutions, that you have this program that we don't have in our database. You have to do something about it. But some institutions sometimes ignore these directives. And as usual, then you go to the next level. And the next level is to inform the general public that we have not recognized these programs.
That's a major name and shame. a very disturbing one.
Yes, because ideally, if our system is well functional, anybody at all, anywhere in this world, not only in Ghana, should be able to log on to our system to check the accreditation status of all programs in the country. So it's really not name and shame. Yes, it's not.
How accessible is the commission? One of their defensive points is that the commission is surrounded with so much bureaucracy, it's hard to penetrate, to gain information and then keep yourself up to date. They defend that it's inaccessible. The commission is far-reached. How do you defend yourself as a commission and your availability to assist them?
I think it's mainly to do with the fact that the workload sometimes can be overwhelming. We are supervising all the tertiary institutions in the country. If you take public universities and technical universities, we have about 26 already. And then you add the private, and then you add the colleges of education. So we are into over 100. We have about 46 colleges of education. And in terms of accreditation, you are doing accreditation for the institution itself, and then you are doing it for the programs, and it may interest you to know that you can have about 400 programs from one institution. So you can average it and multiply by the number of programs that we have to deal with. So that could come across as if there's some level of inaccessibility. But I think there's more to do with the workload. But from my experience, the Commission actually do process these documents relatively fast. Relatively fast. As I've said earlier, we deal with professionals in the field. We really don't do the assessment. We use the experts in the field. They go to the field and then they carry out all the whatever is supposed to be done using the instrument. They come out with their report. It is based on their report that we take decision. Sometimes some may delay in submitting their report. And I remember quite recently we had a meeting with them, and I put it across that they should make it a point that the old saying, "Do to others what you want others to do to you." So if you are in charge of assessing somebody's program, it should be at the back of your mind that somebody else will also be in charge of assessing yours. So if you delay someone's own for 6 months, somebody may delay yours for 1 year. So we should all work with that mindset that we should speed up whatever we are doing with our report so that the community can take quick decisions, and then we have the system working well.
Interesting. Let's take a quick one before we go on break. Has the Commission sought to find a way to create a person-to-person relationship with the institutions, like how banks have relationship managers? Is there any micro-level engagement so that there could be enough focus, or like taking your eyes off them for them to veer away or something?
Yeah, we are always engaging the institutions. In fact, the Commission's work is quite enormous, because it ranges from accreditation to financials. So almost on daily basis, you are dealing with the institution on one matter or the other. So we're always dealing with them. We're always writing letters. If you find something that we think is not too good, we write. Sometimes some of the institutions don't like the letters, but sometimes we feel that it's an easier way of reaching out, to the institutions, because of this logistical problem of trying to have meetings with all these institutions scattered across the country. So the letters are a much easier way of communicating our information to the institutions. So we as I've said, we have a public relation unit, that is readily available, and as far as I know, whatever matters that are brought to our attention, we act on.
Okay. Yeah. Great. So we're still on the issue of academic integrity, and we'll go for a short break. We'll come back and then we'll talk more about the issue about the titles, the honorary titles and all that. So we'll talk about all these on the short break. Stay with us. Right back.
Hello Africa is a live breakfast show that aims to give you, our viewers, an informative, entertaining, and energizing start to your day. This isn't just another news show. It takes the form of vibrant magazine packed with news reviews, lifestyle features, engaging interviews, and interactive segments that put you at the center of the action. All you have to do is grab your coffee, get comfortable, and join us for the Hello Africa morning show.
We are here to kickstart your day with the news and stories that matter to you, alongside all the fun and inspiration we crave.
Every morning, join us for
the latest headlines in African higher education, science, and
quick and informative newspaper and online news review.
Lifestyle tips on fitness, nutrition, fashion, and beauty.
Inspiring interviews with influential figures and everyday heroes.
Performances and interactive contests, and so much more.
In Ethiopia, Salam Africa.
In North Africa, Alan Afrikia.
In Swahili, Jambo Afrika.
Hello Africa, your daily connection to the continent.
Welcome back on AAU Talks, the voice of higher education in Africa. If you just joined, we're trying to help you appreciate and everyone appreciates the issue of academic integrity, which is a broad matter on the face of the regulator within your country in terms of higher education. And right here in Ghana is the Ghana Tertiary Education Commission in charge of regulating higher education. I have with me the Deputy Director General of GTEC, the person of Professor Augustine Oklo, and we're discussing the matter of academic integrity. Prof, this matter about degrees, honorary ones, and professorships, and the issue of some of these awardees using these titles for their own benefit. Just 2 days ago, I had a time with Mr. John Dazi, Director for Policy and Planning, and he told me about the fact that these are like grace or merited grace given to you, even though your style or your mode of operation attracts it. You don't need to be using that name on your day-to-day basis. And I actually said that, well, that could be also benefit for attracting such grace. What say you on this? The people who confer these titles are autonomous under your guide. How do you manage these matters? Recently, we've had so many publications out there about you warning these institutions to guide their ways of awarding these titles and how it's been affected the public. We are seeing misleading, we are seeing the fact that it's inappropriate. What say you on this matter?
Thank you very much. So the issue of honorary titles and even fake titles, possibly as humans we like titles, and the liking of titles will vary from one culture to the other. I know some cultures who really don't like titles.
Okay.
So you go to certain countries, a professor is called by the first name, but you come to our setting, you realize that people are so much obsessed with titles that some even don't even have the title, they use it. So the honorary is an award, given to somebody for contribution to society. It's called an honorary title. And we all know, and the institutions that confer this on individuals, the well-established ones will actually state that you're not supposed to use it. I've indicated on one platform that even a PhD, the regulation is that after finishing everything, submitting your final dissertation, you don't call yourself a doctor until you present yourself for graduation. Yes.
I heard, or I also learned that it is when you finish your viva that you are conferred upon the grace of conferred upon
even
you.
After the viva.
You're still not a doctor.
You're not a doctor until you present for graduation.
This is official.
Yes, that's
Professor Oklo.
Yeah, that's it.
Official.
So at the viva, we mention this to the candidate.
Interesting.
And in fact, it's in our regulation. Yes, until you present yourself for graduation, you're not a doctor.
But you're aware that in some jurisdictions, it's actually the other way around. They say that after your viva, you were a doctor in the making. The graduation just a ceremony.
Yeah, but in our setting, that's the rule.
Oh, interesting.
Yes. So as you said, the honorary titles are awards, and you know, if you go on the internet, you read about it. I even saw a video, and somebody was saying that, you know, it should be weird to confer honorary title on yourself. You should have some motive, and truly, it has, those who use it have some motive behind, because we know that we have quite a good number of Ghanaians who have gotten honorary doctorate that they never use. They never use because it's not an earned degree.
Okay.
So, and one individual can have 10 honorary titles, 10 honorary doctorate. Do you have doctor 10 times? You know, so these are just more or less like a scholarship. So you put this in on your CV. It's part of your profile, but you are not a doctor. And the argument here is that as a regulator that is controlling that space, we don't want to dilute our educational system such that there will not be any motivation for our young people wanting to do a PhD. We don't want that. Because what somebody was trying to say is that, we should allow them, and even with the title, they cannot go and teach in the university. Fine, we know they cannot go and teach in the university, but do we want to reserve PhD studies to only those who want to go and teach in the university? No, we want it to be such that if you want to acquire that title, you know, and that knowledge, you go through the process. Otherwise, then we reserve only this PhD or doctorate training to only those who want to go, and because the others can go elsewhere and get it. That makes it unattractive. You see, to the extent that even in recent times, what we've also seen in recent times, people actually are paying institutions to be conferred for these honorary titles to be conferred on them.
You've got cases of these.
Yes. You know, and the worst of it all is that they are now conferring honorary professorship on people. This is unheard of. It's unheard of. And it's happening in recent times. Because professorship, as you've said, is a rank. It's a promotion rank. You know, just like a brigadier or in the army. It's a promotion rank. So you can only become a professor when you teach in a university. You see? And there are requirements. But now we have professors in this country who never taught in university. They never published any paper before. They are calling themselves professors. As a regulator, I don't think we should, even though somebody said, oh, we are making noise about nothing, we should concentrate on, but you know, we have to concentrate on everything. Not saying that, oh, these are important, these are not. Everything that we do today has a consequence for the future. Yeah, so we are protecting today, but we are also protecting the future. So all that we are saying is that in fact, we plan meeting the institutions.
Okay.
Yes, we plan meeting them, that they should enforce their regulations. So when you are giving this title to people, state it clearly, you cannot use it. You know, it's an award. And if you see the way the award is even given, it's given as citation. It's not a certificate. It's given as citation. You know, by so and so, you recognize, the institution recognize your this in as
they
a
are
civil,
giving gowns. They dress them in gowns.
Yeah. So the only thing is that they dress them in gown, but it's by citation, not a certificate.
Okay.
You see, and the rules are there by the institutions themselves that, you know, you cannot use it in public. So we expect the institutions to enforce those rules, and the institutions have the right to actually withdraw these titles or these awards. They have the right. I was telling one media station that, look, if an institution should give you an honorary doctorate today, and then tomorrow they realize that you are found in some scandal, they will quickly withdraw this title. Yes, it's not forever. And what is also happening in recent times is that institutions that don't even have the mandate to award these honorary things or titles or whatever they call them, are going into that space, possibly because of the so-called payment thing that have been added.
Okay.
The well-established institutions, you see the rigor. You see the rigor that they will take you through in order to be identified, to be awarded these honorary awards. But some don't do. How can a university college award honorary doctorate? A university college, you don't qualify to even award a bachelor's degree per our regulation until you become a chartered university. When you are chartered, then the college, we remove the college. So if it is ABC University College, it means you have to be affiliated to a well-established university. And the certificate that you give will bear the name of that well-established university. It means you don't have the mandate. It is when you get chartered, then we remove the college, it becomes ABC University. But you have a situation in this country that university colleges are conferring honorary titles on people, both honorary doctorate and honorary professorship on people. And people are saying that we should allow that space to be chaotic in that way. No, as a regulator, I don't think we need to do that. It's a space that we regulate. We want some kind of integrity, some kind of sanity, some process, procedure, lay down ways of doing these things. I remember I granted one interview, somebody said, should we stop it completely? I said no. Because that makes a university.
Okay.
So we cannot stop. Yes, otherwise a university becomes a secondary school. We cannot stop it. But as I said, we have to do it responsibly. That is all.
What are the probable punitive measures that the Commission can met out if a university, college, who is not in the capacity or undergoing mentorship does these things?
To withdraw your accreditation.
Okay. We've never heard of none. Have there been any
Oh,
action?
No, I don't think we've done that. But we close institutions if we think that if they've flouted some lay down. Even if we give you accreditation and then the next moment realize that what you presented to us, even in terms of your facility, is not what because we always will go back to do a review. So during the review, we realize that no, maybe you misrepresented your facility and everything. We can close the institution down. So yeah, we have the right to do so, but these are early days. We don't want to start, going too strong. So even this whole thing started. We had a press release by the DG himself. Yeah, there was a press release warning the whole public to stop, to desist from. So when we realized that these things are not heeded to, then we came in with some culprits, and then we followed it up with the final warning.
Okay.
Yes, and then as I said, we plan to meet the institutions. Because I don't think that the institutions themselves are happy.
Yeah.
When you interact with our colleagues on the various campuses, they are in full support.
Yeah.
Because you don't want a country where you go out with all, it takes a lot of energy to get one paper out.
Yeah.
And you need about minimum about 30 publications, peer review, to get promotion, to become a professor.
Yeah.
Then you go out, then there are other professors. I don't think any of them want. So they fully support what we are doing. Yeah.
Anyway, time can only afford us this short moment. We could have said a lot on this show, but we look forward to bring you another part of this discussion as we look at some of the procedures that universities go through to get accreditation, from the charters and all that. But today we have brought you some good information about how the commission is going about handling issues about honorary degrees and also instilling academic integrity within its establishment universities within Ghana. And there's some learnings for you if you're beyond the country to appreciate how the Ghanaian regulator does its job in ensuring that it models its higher education space and distills it from any foul items which actually dent its image. So a good moment for you or watching us, wherever you're watching us, just keep watching AAU TV, and thank you so much, Professor Augustino Klo, Deputy Director General for GTEC, for your time on the show. We believe that you can share your comments on some of the aspects that you want to learn, and we will look forward to bring that session to you in another episode of AAU Talks. Have a nice day. My name is Ajiman Ochodako, and keep watching AAU TV and AAU Talks. Bye.